morning, YouTube. Madam Roy back again. It is a cool, brisk Friday morning, January the 22nd. And I thought we'd do something a little different today for the vlog. As most of you guys probably already know, I am on a health kick where I'm trying to walk at least 3 days a week. And I thought today we'd actually go on a walking vlog tour of my neighborhood. My dad is going to come along with us for as long as he can. We'll have to see how everything goes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Thought I'd show you guys this real quick. My cat loves to be in the window here. I'm sure she'll be pissed to see us go. She never likes anybody to leave the house. She thinks we're never going to come back, but you know what? That's just a little separation anxiety on her part. Well, we are just about ready to go, so I'll meet you guys outside. You can see I'm definitely not lying. It is 41 degrees out and 60% humidity, which is not really too bad for around here. But at 41 degrees, with the wind that we always have around here, it actually feels more like 35 or 32 degrees. Probably closer to freezing. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get started with our walk today. Actually, not too bad this morning. Generally in this part of Virginia, we have a pretty brisk wind, at least 5-10 miles an hour. Now, if a storm's coming, it's not usual for us to have a steady, maybe 20-25 mile an hour wind. I don't know how that converts to other countries, but here that's pretty cold, especially when it's 40 degrees out. Just waiting on my dad. Figure while I'm doing that, I'll give you a quick update on my car here. So you guys know I have the 99 Lincoln Town Car. I was having an issue the other day with this headlight cover here. It had started getting really pitted and foggy, as they do when cars get older. But I was watching a couple of YouTube videos the other day, and one of them was a gentleman had a 97 Taurus that had the same problem, and he had a system that he did to bring it back, which was basically using some waxing compound. You put a liberal amount on one of those waxing chamois and you work it in. You got to use a lot of elbow grease to do it. Do that maybe for about 5 minutes, then you wipe it down. Then you go with just some regular wax like you would use on your paint, no rubbing compound in it, and you rub that in, because once you've done the compound waxing, it gets a lot of scratches in it, and the regular wax will take those right out. And then to finish it off, you actually just use some lens restore. And as you can see, the lens on this came back beautifully. I mean, this was totally fogged over to where you couldn't even see the bulb inside, and now it looks almost brand new. I'm probably going to do a YouTube video about this because my dad's needs it too, and I'll go ahead and show you it when I do it on his car. And this side is just fine. Didn't actually have to do anything with that. So I guess we're ready, right? Now, I'm not going to film this whole way because, let's face it, that would be really boring. But as I see things that are interesting on the way, I'll go ahead and bring the camera back out. One of my neighbors is having their carpet steam cleaned. One thing you guys might find interesting is, in this part of Virginia, even in January, we still have leaves on some of the trees. You can see they've died, but they just haven't fallen off. I remember this tree was like that last year, and it'll actually stay on there until the new leaves start growing. Unfortunately, that means you got to pick up old leaves probably right around April or May. But because we have warmer weather till about December or January, again, leaves don't always fall off. Coming up here, you guys might remember this area. I did a video a few months ago. We were walking in there and we actually found that shelter that we think maybe one of the kids built. We had thought about using this area to film our 3 Gears production videos, but the problem is, if you look right back there, the highway is right there. Now, it's particularly bad right now because the leaves are off the trees, but even in the summer, the noise coming from there is terrible. We try to figure out some way of dampening it, maybe putting up like a windbreak to kind of hide it, but nothing we did would help. We were still able to hear the noise, so that's why we went and scouted out that Red Hat location. But I mean, is a nice area cleared out back there. If we wanted to just have a fire one day just to hang out, maybe do a barbecue, it's a really nice area back there, but pretty much any kind of filming is out because of the noise. Hello, doggy. Every time I come out here for a walk, this dog just goes nuts. I don't really know these people, so I don't want to film too much, but he'll actually follow me. And there's quite a few of them. There's like a there's a herding dog there, like an Australian Shepherd. And there's also a pit bull in there too. Well, I think I'll walk past. You can see they don't like people going near their property, which can be a good thing. Not that our neighborhood's dangerous, but I've always thought it's good to have a guard dog around. Now we're gonna head off our street. We're gonna go on to the main drag. This area over here was built in the early 1990s, whereas most houses in our area were built anywhere between 98 and like 2003. They're all similar style houses, but you know, these are actually even a little bit better built, because by the time they started building our houses, they just were using inferior products. And like I said before, we've had many issues with our house. We've had leaks through the roof. We actually had to staple and nail down the floorboards in my room because when we moved in, they were so bad. Every time I would walk, because I'm a bigger guy, you would hear a creaking in the floor, and it would actually feel like a small earthquake if I was walking around. So we pulled up the carpet, and then we actually tacked on, we used, I think, again, I'm not a carpenter, so I don't know the specs exactly, but I know we used some builder's grade staples for the seams. Then we put nails, like twice the amount of nails, into the floor. And that was able to reduce the squeaking significantly. If you step near my bed, you can still hear it sometimes, and the floor does shake occasionally, but it's a lot better than it used to be. And like I said, it's not that I don't like new construction, it's just that they need to start using better materials. Everything's gone downhill from the type of plywood they use. So, if you guys remember back, what was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, they had those lawsuits because of the cheap Chinese drywall. There was a military couple that was on the news a few months back. They had purchased a house. The gentleman had, I think he was originally from Maryland, and he had moved around, and he finally retired in our area. And what wound up happening was they built a house, and to save money, they used that Chinese drywall. Well, about 6 months after, their little girl started getting really sick. She started having all these respiratory problems. She came down with pneumonia, and she almost died. She was literally in the hospital for about a month, and nobody could figure out what was going on. Well, they had a contractor come in, and first thing he did was open up the wall, peeled away the drywall, and you could see that there was actually mold. The drywall was so bad, it had actually, because this area is so moist, it had actually turned to mold. And they had no money to repair it. They're currently in a lawsuit right now. Hopefully they're going to win it so they can have all the drywall placed in their house, but they couldn't afford to do it from their own money, so they're actually staying in a hotel right now. It's very sad because the house that they saved for all their lives and was going to be their dream house is literally killing their kids. So, you know, it's unfortunate that we live in this day and age when things, just anything is not built the way it used to be. And it's not just drywall. I mean, shoot, look at TVs. I remember my first TV back when I lived in Carmel was a 1978 Toshiba 19. It was my first color TV. I had a couple older black and white sets, but I got that right around 1995 for free. This is when I was volunteering at our local recycling center, and basically people would just dump stuff off on this table they set up, things they didn't want, and then anybody else could take it. And I got that TV, like I said, around 1995. I used that until we got down here, and maybe a few months after that, so somewhere around 1999, it actually conked out on me. So that was 21 years of solid, reliable use. Yet I had just had to replace my TV that I purchased from Best Buy in 2007, which only lasted me 8 years. It was that Westinghouse TV that was near my bed, and I started having some major problems with it. Like sometimes it wouldn't power on. So, you know, take from that what you will, but they just do not make things as good as they used. This is one of the houses in our neighborhood. Just wanted to show you, they do such a beautiful job on their yard. They have the palm trees there, and in the summer it's absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, most everything has died right now because it's winter time, but I'll come back during the summer and show you how pretty this lawn is. I've commented them several times on how well I think they keep it up, but like I said, unfortunately these tropical plants can't handle even our moderate Virginia winters here. Seeing that, we definitely have a patriotic American right here displaying the flag on the mailbox. I love seeing that, especially in a day and age when traditional American values seem to be going out very quickly. Very nice to see that. Well, as you can see, we're not the only ones that are having some mold problems. Again, around here in Virginia where it's very humid, molding on the siding, and you can see even their fence is molded over pretty good, is not uncommon. Kind of like, have you ever seen pictures of movies that show buildings in London? They kind of look like this. And the only way to get that off is with bleach and a good power washing. Believe me, I've tried. There's no other way to do it. We tried scrubbing ours with just like soap and water and on our siding and spraying it with a hose. Didn't work at all. You really need that bleach to kill the mold. It's really unfortunate. I mean, that's one of the prices you have to pay for living in a nice, humid climate. Of course, the benefit is we all have very good skin because we don't have to worry about drying out. Though I'll tell you, this time of year, because I've had to run the space heater in my room so much because it's been unusually cold this year, I did have to run my humidifier a couple of times because forced air heat, which is what we have in our house, combined with a space heater, really can dry out even the most humid of climates. You know, I've seen it on days where it was 75-80% humidity out, and if I had to run both the furnace and the heater, if I didn't have the humidifier going, my skin would look like an alligator bag, literally. And being of Scandinavian descent, we have bad skin to begin with anyway. So I'm about halfway done with the walk right now. And again, if I see something else interesting, I'll start the film back. It's kind of an interesting tree there. I wonder what you call that. If you guys know what this tree is, tell me. It has like these strings hanging down off the branches. I don't know if the camera can actually pick that up or not. There you go. Or if that's like a beech or something. Very, very interesting. Well, there's another tree over there that still has a lot of its leaves on it. That looks either like a Japanese maple or maybe a plum tree. Very interesting. Oh, one other thing I wanted to tell you guys. I'm going to start doing this every day. Now, I may not videotape the vlog every day, the walking vlog, but I am going to be walking at least once a day. Now, granted, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are usually when I walk with my buddies Chris and Mike, but that's not always possible for one reason or another. So those 3 days are definitely going to be a good walk. Like today being Friday, I'm going to make sure I get at least 2 miles in. So at the very least, if something comes up the other days, I'll have at least 6 miles a week in to start. Then after about a month or so, we're going to build up to probably 4 and 5 days, each 2 miles. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Looks like I'm not the only ones walking. And again, it is pretty cold. I'd say it's about 40 degrees right now. So, you know, you might call us diehards, but hey, I'm looking to get healthy. You know, healthier, let's say. You know, I want to lose some weight. Want to maybe be able this summer to go down to the beach, not be embarrassed when I put a bathing suit on and not have to wear a shirt. And that's a very attainable goal. You know, other than walking at least the 3 days a week, cutting back on what I eat. Absolutely not eating anything after 8 o'clock at night. Now that's the key. Even though that's the time, at least when my body tells me it needs something, I know that's not what I should do, because you can put on weight very easily. If you eat something like even cereal. I used to shoot a bowl of cereal every night right before I went to bed. And that's like the worst thing possible, because that's carbo loading. And all you're doing is stocking the furnace. So one, you're not going to have as good a night of sleep because your body's going to be digesting and processing that food. And two, you're not going to lose weight, because if your sleep affects how your body runs, the less sleep you get, the slower your metabolism is going to be, because your body's going to feel sluggish all day long. So I found that if I stop eating around 8 p.m. religiously, you know, I'll eat something like, you know, I'll have dinner, let's say maybe around 4 to 5, depending on, you know, what we're making that day. Then say right around 7:30, I'll have a snack. I'll have an apple and maybe a small bag of popcorn or something. Enough to sustain me till tomorrow, but then by the time I fall asleep around anywhere between 11:30, 12 o'clock, my body's in sleep mode. It's not trying to process what I've just eaten. So I've been doing that for about 2-3 weeks now, and I've definitely noticed a difference. My waistline's trimmed. I get a better night's sleep. I'm actually dreaming again. I haven't dreamed in years, which tells me right there that, you know, I haven't been getting the proper amount of sleep. All right, I'm almost back to my street, but I have to get off the sidewalk because, as you can see, it must have been raining a little last night, because we definitely have some flooding problems. That's not uncommon. This area of the sidewalk always floods. I think it's because it's the lowest point on the sidewalk itself. They were supposed to come out and fix that, I don't know, a year or two ago, but they haven't yet. And by they, I mean the town Department of Public Utilities is supposed to come and sort of, from what I understand, they were going to pull up the slabs. They were going to put some more dirt under there and just going to elevate it so it doesn't flood. But it's like everything else, everything's, you know, all the towns are trying to save money, so little projects like that, unfortunately, sometimes have to go by the wayside, and I think that's what's actually happened here. So, next thing you see, all right, I'm just about home. I want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. Please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, have a blessed day, everybody.